What's up, YouTubers? Just real quick, want to make a quick video on some Craigslist used car buying tips. I help a lot of friends buy cars on Craigslist. I bought quite a few myself. Want to give a quick visual and idea of things to look for while you're buying or when you're buying a car from Craigslist. First, you want to check all the fluids. You want to check and make sure your oil is clean. It's not like a mocha or like a mixed or a frothy color. You want to check the transmission fluid. This on an 08 Honda Civic, the transmission dipstick is down here behind the battery. You want to check that when it's warm. You want to look at the belt, the serpentine belt. You want to look for any cracks or striations or excessive wear. Usually that's on cars you're like 150, 160,000 miles. The belt starts to go. You want to give that a good close inspection. You also want to check engine mounts. See, this is the rubber engine mount here. You want to clean it off as much as you can. You want to look for cracks or any kind of like signs that it's just worn out or worn down. You also, one of the biggest things I hear and a lot of people say, it's when it comes to the AC compressors. You'll read on the ad, oh yeah, the AC works great, but it just doesn't blow cold. The Freon needs to be recharged. When you see that, take that with a grain of salt, because typically if it works, the people would have it charged. I live in Southern California, and if the AC didn't work, it'd be 100 plus degrees, typically every day. If it worked, I would have the damn thing cold. So if it's not blowing cold air, it might be a condenser, it might be the compressor, it might be a hole in one of these lines right here. You always want to check the brakes. Now, here's a good sign, because currently I need to do the brakes on this. If you see a lot of black, where it's like the rims look dirty, that means the brakes are giving out. As you can tell, I need to do the brakes on this one. I'll make a video of that too. That's a real simple job. You want to check the tires. Run your hand across them, and if you feel any kind of bumps or bubbles, that's obviously bad. Be careful when you're doing that. You don't want to cut your hand. Never look at a car at night if you can avoid it. There are a lot of things you can't see, like paint jobs, for instance. This looks fine, right? All the way up until this quarter panel is a different color. It had been in an accident at one point, has been resprayed. Now at night, you wouldn't be able to see that. During the day, you can see the transition into it. You want to check door gaps. Make sure it's even all the way down the gap on all the sides. I'm not taking out a micrometer and measuring these things, but if this one looks closer than this one or farther, that means it probably had some body damage, and the door has been replaced or a fender's been replaced or something along those lines. You also, if you can, want to get underneath the car. You want to check and see if the motor looks clean. You don't want to see any excessive oil built up, or if it's black, or if it's been caked in a bunch of fluids or anything like that. Here's another one of the motor mounts for the 08 Civic that people kind of tend to overlook. When you want to look at the frame, if you see a clean spot, say it's like, see this is kind of dirty right here. If it's clean, if all the dust and dirt has been knocked off of it, that might be the indication that it's been in an accident. Something's hit it hard enough to tweak it and knock the dirt off of it. So if you see like clean, or if it just doesn't look right, these unibodies you can't really tell too much. On older cars you can see the frames much better. You want to have a little reservation when you're doing that. On these cars too, you want to look around the oil filter. It's right up here. Let's see if I can check it. View of it. It's right here. 08 Civic, and this is where location is, but you want to look around the oil filter. You want to look for excessive spray or anything like that. Little things like that, like as you can tell, this is pretty clean. This one's been well maintained. But yeah, those are just some tips that I thought might help someone when they're buying a car on Craigslist. There are a lot of scammers out there, so hopefully that helps some people. Avoid from getting screwed, You just want to look at it and see if it looks like it's been well maintained. You can tell this one's kind of dirty, but just the area I live in, a lot of dirt and stuff like that, so it just it gets filthy. You know, check all the connections, just give it a once over, and basically it's also use a lot of common sense. If something doesn't look right, or if the guy's giving you some kind of strange story, then, you know, question a little bit more, you know, do a little more research on it. But yeah, hopefully that helps some people.